It's a huge downpour. So this is real. I'm soaking wet. I'm in the car. So I'm going to flip the camera and let you guys see the real life out here. So we're going to go ahead and change it. Yes, that's real life. So we want to show you that, let you understand what it's about. And we're going to be getting ready to go in the rain in a minute. So I'm just mentally preparing for what this drive is going to be like. And you have to prepare yourself for this. No driving lesson can take the place of experience. And experience is a great teacher. And that's what a lot of us rely on. And as an instructor, I would take students out in this type of weather. I would maybe perhaps show them what to do first. And by me showing them what to do, they'll understand some of the dangers. And you've got to be out here and drive and be safe and get going. So always want to do your best. Always want to get out here and drive and be safe. So that's the story here that I need to remind you of, is getting out here and being safe and understanding that you're going to have to drive in weather like this. So by me showing you this and getting you out here, we're going to go ahead and get you going. This is how to drive in bad weather. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing on. And first I want to turn on my wipers. Doesn't really help as much. We're going to have to turn on defrosters. So that's really important. My seatbelt is on. My door is locked. But first we got to get these windows right. So I got to turn on the defroster and get the windows right so I can see. It doesn't make sense to try to go out in this rain, in this weather, if you can't see. So that part is taken care of. So I'm looking over my shoulder, being careful, backing up really slow. You should see me looking out the back window. And then I'm gonna put it in drive. It's hard to see the lines, but this is gonna be real life out here. And I'm gonna stop at the edge of the road. And you see me looking at traffic. They're coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. A lot of the side streets could be flooded. So I'm just showing you, this is like a torrential downpour. So I'm gonna be about 20 to 25 miles an hour, taking my time. And these are some of the days you have to make decisions. You still have to drive in weather like this, but you want to be smart when you drive. I'm going to turn on the rear defroster. And I'm at about 25 miles an hour. The speed limit here is 35. So you always want to drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. We're on a service drive. This is the side road that's parallel to the expressway. Some cities have this. And you always want to be alert and be aware. I'm just looking. And I'm trying to see my right lane. And if I hug the right, I'm going to hydroplane and get all the water. You see this. So I'm just trying to just take my time, get my car smooth, and forget about trying to see the lines. You want to aim high and look at what you need. So I'm trying to hold the wheel nice and smooth. If it's really bad, you can turn on your four ways and drive at a slower speed. Side roads are good if you don't feel comfortable getting on the expressway. So if you were with me, I would ask, how do you feel? Would you like to stay on main roads? Because as an instructor, I need to be empathetic. I need to show you and support you and tell you that, hey, you need to learn how to drive in this, but we need to agree on what our plan is today for driving. Because if you don't feel comfortable going on the expressway, we won't be on. And the expressway looks like they're moving really slow. Could be flooded, and that's a no-go. So when we get up to the connector ramp, here's a lot of water to get to. Bro, oh my goodness. So you want to be sensible because any car can skid out of control. Belt. You can hear this. Let me cut this down. Hear that squeak? That's the alternator belt. And sometimes that can happen. So what do you need to do? If your car's okay and they're normal on the dashboard, I'm gonna go ahead and pull off again from the park position. Blinkers on, I'm gonna get right into the first lane and take my time. Even though the weather's bad, you still have to obey all the road signs and signals. So you're gonna see me come to a complete stop, which I did. And then you have to pride yourself on good driving. And it comes through practice, and more practice. If your instructor's not patient enough with you, screaming at you, yelling at you, making you feel like a piece of crap, then you need to stop the lesson, because you get what you pay for. Instructors need to be kind. I'm looking over my shoulder. If I can't see, I'm gonna check. I looked, I checked, and then I'm gonna proceed. I need to get over one lane to the right, to the left, and I'm looking, gotta get over one more. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna see if the freeway is a viable option. If not, then we're gonna be driving on side roads. So you need to know more than one way to drive to your location. I always tell my clients this, I always tell my students this. So what am I thinking right now? Man, I'm soaking wet. The car is in pretty good shape. We have good tires on here that will reduce hydroplaning. Our wipers are in pretty good shape. So I feel safe, but I'm not gonna be stupid and go out there and lose control and spin out, because that's what a lot of people will do. In weather like this, people don't make good decisions. And my job is to show you how to make good decisions, because I am a state certified driving instructor. If you just popped in, we're driving in a really bad rainstorm. Give this a thumbs up. I've got everything on to show you what you need to do. And we're gonna be out here, so I'm gonna look on the ramp and make a decision. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my blinker. Traffic looks like it's moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll down this ramp. And in weather like this, I'm at about 40. And I'm gonna roll down real easy. I'm looking over my shoulder, but not too much. I'm gonna get right into the first lane. If you have anxiety, this is a definite contributor to it. When I first started, I would go too fast, kind of slide on the road. But now that I'm more mature, more responsible, I'm cruising about 50 miles an hour and just taking my time. Why should I go faster and crash? Let's think about that for a second. And we're gonna have a lot, we're gonna have a lot of hydroplaning. So my babies, I'm holding this wheel. This is real out here. Both hands on the wheel, taking my time, and I'm at 40. And if you look at everyone else, they're going about the same speed I am. So I make a decision to be in the right lane, which might be a bad decision. But for now, I'm gonna go in the right lane. Those of you who are learning how to drive, this is a great teachable moment, because you're gonna see it from both perspectives and you're gonna learn a lot. So I'm holding the wheel, I'm at 40. The speed limit here is 55. And if you go any faster, you're just gonna end up spinning on the expressway and being a contributor to an accident. So we don't want that. I'm just taking my time. And if your visibility's bad, then you need to get off the road and pull over to the side. So 40 is gonna be a good speed for me. That's the speed I feel safe. If other drivers don't like that, they can drive around me, because I'm gonna stay safe. I don't care how many years of experience you have. If you were on your expressway drive with me, I'm gonna say, do you feel comfortable going out? And if you say no, that's fine. We can go out next time. But if you say yes, I'm gonna assess. I'm gonna put you in the right lane, knowing that we're gonna get cut off, knowing that cars are gonna splash us, and knowing that I gotta give you support. So I'm holding the wheel firmly. I'm actually holding it too hard because my shoulder's starting to ache. I'm a little tense. And yes, even drivers who are experienced get tense. Don't let them tell you they're not. We're at about 50 miles an hour. I'm just trying to hold the wheel gently, trying to keep my speed going. And whenever there's a serious downpour, the roads will flood. Whoa, I feel the car sliding, it's hydroplaning. So I'm just gonna lift my foot and take my time. And I'm not going to put myself in danger. But you need to learn how to drive in these conditions, not fear it, but understand it. And that's what I want you to gain from this, is understand how to drive in these conditions. Don't do anything foolish. Don't go over speed. Don't turn the wheel really hard. I'm trying to look ahead, use my mirrors, use the pavement markings, and I'm just really being smooth. And I'd rather stay in the open lane. The open lane is to the right. There's an accident to the left because people drive too fast and do silly things. So I'm just going along really easy, taking my time, and I'm not worrying about anyone else. A lot of times beginners and even experienced drivers worry about what other people are thinking, so I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be in their blind spot to the left. We got some nice views. If you just popped in, give it a thumbs up. We're driving in this major downpour, and this will help any of you who are beginning drivers or experienced. And some of you may say, go real fast. No, I'm not going to be silly and crash and stupid. But also I'm going to be sensible, and I'm at about 55 miles an hour. The speed limit's 70, but why would I go the speed limit? Different locations, you need to drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. And I'm trying to be safe and reasonable right now. I'm trying to look ahead, and it's hard to see, but you have to learn how to drive in different types of weather. And we talk about this. Woo, baby, that's hydroplaning. But I held on to the wheel. I didn't panic. I lifted my foot. And that's what it's about out here. We're not making this up. This is not any fake stuff. But you see me holding the wheel. Am I holding it firmly? Yes. Do I feel safe? I feel pretty safe. And I'm just going to take my time. You see that truck up there accelerating really fast? That's not a good idea. I'm only going to drive at a speed that's safe, where I can feel my tires grip the road. And if there's standing water, I'm going to try to drive to the edge. Okay, I need you guys to give us a thumbs up if this is bringing you value. I need you to ask questions. So I'm cruising at about 50, 55. The speed limit is 70, and they're going a little too fast. So you see what's going to happen to them. They could be a contributor to an accident. I have a heavier vehicle than they do. They have a lighter vehicle. That vehicle could be all-wheel drive, but that's going to give you a false sense of confidence. I want you to have a real sense of confidence when you're out here. I'm listening to the sound. I want you to listen. So, and I'm trying to be as smooth as possible, driving in the tracks of other cars, and I'm just going really easy and really smooth. And you should be able to see a mirror. A white minivan is coming down on us pretty fast. So I'm just keeping my speed. I'm not going to let anyone force me to go faster. Will you still take your road test in this type of condition? Yes, you still will. Will you be able to be successful? Yes, you should be. But if you're going too fast or overturning the wheel, you're going to end up spinning out of control. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to be smooth and deliberate, take my time. I'm still really tense. I'm just telling you what my body's doing. My shoulders are hurting because I'm grabbing the wheel too hard, but that's going to happen to you. So you just want to relax, get your main attention on the road, and keep it perfect and smooth. And that's all you can ask for, is just keep it perfect and smooth. And I'm just trying to guide it around the curve, not overturn, not underturn, and stay consistent, because if I hit deep puddles of water, I'm going to end up spinning out of control. See, they made the decision last second to come over, so I had to squeeze my brake. You want to be deliberate and be consistent with your driving. So, do I drive in the right lane sometime? Yeah, if traffic conditions allow. So I'm just taking it smoothly and easily, being patient. And when you drive, you have to drive for your safety as well as others. Because a lot of beginning drivers just think about themselves. I'm the only one out here. I'm going to go as fast as someone. You can't. And you see a lot of people pretending they're doing this. But if they're out here right now, they're going to make a foolish mistake. Don't make that foolish mistake. So I'm just trying to keep my speed, stay smooth, and this curve is going to be a great example of how you need to hold the wheel and what you need to do. And then you need to study this and see how I'm turning. Well, I'm at about 60, speed limit 70, so you need to drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. So that's what I'm trying to do. And you see cars coming over. So I'm focusing on staying in the groove. I did not like that. That car just got over right in front of me. So I'm just going to increase my following distance, and that's the key word that's going to be on your test. Increase, decrease. And you notice a lot of people not in the left lane because they can spin out. So I'm just guiding the car around the curve, taking my time, and I'm deliberately turning really smoothly and being patient. And you see all these cars up here just going super fast, and you see this mist. That's how accidents happen. So I'm trying to stay consistent. It's really easy to go over speed because you start keeping up with everyone else. They start going 5, 7, 10, 12 over. Next thing you know, you're over speed and you're out of control. So it's all about mental talk and mental focus and proper lane positioning. I am a firm believer in good driving fundamentals and being consistent and just believing in good driving practices. They must have turned on their lights, or they must be sliding. See, they're sliding. So I'm just lifting my foot. Just taking my time. It's like riding on a sheet of water. It's called hydroplaning. Up. I see something going on up here. So I'm just checking. And I still have time to get off of my exit. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of this exit. Something could be going on. And I'm going to show you real life out here. So you have to be prepared for situations. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some alternate routes. I'm seeing the traffic. Why would I just sit in that traffic and be stuck? Someone could have had an accident, roll the car over. So you got to know a different route. And this is the teachable moment to know a different route. So our fuel is at a half a tank. Our temperature is in the middle between hot and cold. We're at 0 speed. We're about 500 miles, 500 revolutions per. So we're just going to take our time, and we're going to take a different route, because in case the expressway is shut down, you need to know a different route to go home. I'm picking up another client to go driving, and you get a mixture of expressway. Let me cut that down. You get a mixture of expressway lane driving, and then driving on the road in traffic. So it's good. Yeah, I did the right thing because I can still see the expressway, and you should be able to. I'm not moving. You should see me looking. It's going to be a huge backup. So know a different way home. Just taking my time. And you still got to follow the rules when you're in weather like this. I feel secure because I was driving at a slower speed. My car was pretty stable. We were hydroplaning a little bit. You saw me driving 10 under, 12 under, 15 under the limit. And I was obeying the law and being safe as possible. You can't be scared to get out and drive, but also you have to be sensible. Yeah, I did the right thing. Still that huge backup. You never back up. They're backing up on the ramp. You never do that. That is a ticket and an accident waiting to happen. So we're going to be going through some residential and business areas, urban and residential areas, downtown areas. So you're going to get a mixture of everything. Another car, let down the window. If you can't see, let down your window. So I want you to see this. So they're just standing there. That could definitely be an accident. So I'm just looking at them turn around. Don't do what they did. But that's what you're going to see as she's turning the cigarette in her hand. Here's another car. Yep, accident. Be smarter than that. Don't commit to the ramp if you know. Now, you know what's funny? They're going the wrong way. Okay? And that's... So, focusing on my turn, I'm looking. And if you can't see, you let down your window. Anytime it's wet out here, it's definitely a situation. And I'm going up to the edge, and I'm going to wait till my first lane is open. And I go right in the first lane. But I'm going to need to get over one lane to the left. And I want you to hear this. Use my voice. I want you to hear this so you know these are the type of adverse conditions that you have to deal with. And then you're going to see people driving super fast, not making good decisions. If you just joined, there was a lot of heavy rain we're dealing with. And as a result, we have decided to not drive on the expressway and make a decision to take some side streets. So you need to learn more than one way to get home. And that's really important that you understand that. I'm trying to get the defroster right. See, there it is. Now we cleaned it up. You got to have your defroster just right. So I'm just scanning. I'm going to let them over, being a courteous driver. I'm just scanning, looking ahead, using the pavement markings in my mirrors to help me stay straight. Even though the speed limit is 35, we're at 20. And we're expecting some of these streets to be flooded. So you just have to be prepared. So we're at 30 and the speed limit's 45, so you got to drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. And I'm going to squeeze my brakes because if I hit them hard, we'll slide into them and then a vehicle will slide into us. So you want to use the squeeze brake like you squeeze an orange to get orange juice. And it's really smooth and light. Take your time. If you're watching, I appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. We're driving on a connector road. There was an accident on the expressway. A lot of heavy rain. People driving too fast for the conditions. So I got off in time, and now we're taking a secondary route to pick up a client. So my advice to you, if we were driving, I would say you need to learn how to find a second road home. And I'm going to squeeze my brakes real easy and just take my time. And a lot of times when the traffic's moving slow, the lights will adjust to the flow of the traffic. Does it surprise me that there's probably a situation in the expressway? No, because people drive too fast for the conditions. They don't properly maintain their vehicle. The one thing I need you to remember, you want to make sure your windshield wipers are in good shape. You want to make sure that your tires are able to have traction and you feel safe. And if you don't feel safe, you won't drive. I don't care how good you are, how experienced you are. So safety is no accident. So I have the windows down, excuse my voice. I want you to get a sense of what the weather conditions are like, what you have to do, and we're about to go through the roads flooded. Ooh, I don't know if I don't want to get sprayed by a car. So you have to be ready for all conditions. This could be a winter storm, rainstorm, bright sunlight. You just have to be prepared. Preparation is really important. Proper preparation helps prevent poor performance. So by me driving properly, both hands on the wheel, giving you good information, showing you, you should have a good understanding of what you need to do. And I'm trying to be very deliberate, take my time. And it takes a moment for your brakes to work because of all the water. So you want to tap your brakes a couple times, and that will heat the rotors up, and then that will help evaporate the water off of your braking system. This will be a good area for a road test. You have a lot of tight right turns, tight left turns. I need to get over to the left lane. You saw me turn on the blinker. This is a protected turn. I make the turn safely. You saw me turn, and then I accelerate through. Really smooth and easy. And I'm expecting this road to be flooded a little bit. Things are moving pretty good. I'm trying to be mindful of the weather conditions and just take my time. It is a little better here, but don't be misled. You still could lose control. So I'm just taking my time. I'm using my mirrors to help me. I'm using the white line, the edge line, to guide me, and the broken yellow line. So I'm just going real easy, taking my time, and just being patient. And this is a really good view. I'm looking straight ahead at this car, and at the light I need to make a right turn. So about 100 feet, a half a block, right turn signal goes on. I'm squeezing my brakes, and I'm going to go ahead and stop at the stop line. There's no hurry. And then I'm checking traffic. And then I'm looking for a gap. There's a space so I can move up. And I'm looking for space. This is a really good angle. And then I'm turning, double check, and then I turn into the nearest lane. So there I go. And I gradually accelerate and just stay smooth. And patience is really important. Speed control is really nice. I'm looking ahead, using the lanes to help me. Good lane positioning, utility work ahead. So I'm wondering, what are they working on? So I want to be mindful of this. Smooth, really easy. And this construction sign is telling us we have to get over, so we're already over, we're good. And this is like any other urban area in the United States, or maybe in the UK. You guys gotta let me know. Is it similar to this? Could be. So I'm just taking my time, being patient, and just trying to stay focused on the task of safe driving. And the more weather conditions you have, the better driver you will be. I'm just being as patient as possible. It's just a smaller downtown urban area. It's a really good area for taking students to make turns, lane changing, reverse parallel parking. So those are some pretty good ways to teach students. And if you like this type of content, I need you to watch it. So we're going to continue to go through this downtown urban area. Just be patient, take our time, and turn smoothly. We're not in a hurry on anything. So don't be in a hurry. I'm using the pavement markings in my mirrors to help me, just guide me through. Going really smooth. And it's turning real easy. Typical area in the UK, United States, Australia. Making a right turn, so my indicator's on and I'm squeezing my brakes. We are going onto a one-way, so you need to know this. The speed control is pretty smooth. And signs are facing us. That's how we know we're on a one-way. Traffic is going in one direction. We have arrows that are telling us. In many cases, your instructor will take you onto one way. I know I will, because I want you to learn everything. I want you to be balanced. Good instructors make you a balanced driver. And when you have consistency, you're going to be successful. And I'm about consistency, and I want you to be successful. I'm going to squeeze my brake real easy. And then I'm looking left and right. Looking left and right. And now we're back into a two-way situation. We have the middle lanes for left turns only. Can't drive straight. Still a very, overcast day. So I'm just taking my time with my speed control. Staying consistent, trying to stay as smooth as possible. And if you drive smoothly, if you notice, I haven't had to stop this much now. I got to squeeze my brakes. And if you're behind buses, buses make frequent stops. Cruising at about 40, and it's understood if you're driving and the weather's bad, reduce your speed some. Your tester will understand. Your instructor will understand. I will instruct you to drive at a safer speed. Wipers on again. Back to turn my windshield wipers to clean the window. So that's a lot better. And when you stop, you should see the rear of the tires on the ground. I'm scanning the intersection. Sometimes these lights don't work, and you gotta treat it as a four-way stop. Fast food places are notorious for drivers coming out, pulling out in front of you. So you want to be mindful of that and be that safe driver, because people sticking french fries in their nose, womp womp, and drinking those shakes, and they'll come out and hit you. So I'm just scanning the intersection. Like that car almost turned in front of us. That would have been scary. You see how fast those cars are getting over too? So if you don't notice these things, you're missing the lesson. That's what I want to say to you. You have to notice cars moving around. I'm going to make a lane change, get over one lane to the right, mirror, turn signal, blind spot. And you turn your windshield wipers on as needed. I think you're going to either be reactive or proactive to the weather. Be proactive so you can learn. I'm going to go ahead and get over 100 feet, a half a block, and I'm going to squeeze my brakes. And then we're going to practice doing some turns. You see me turning hand over hand in, hand over hand out. I'm going to go ahead and make a right turn on the street. I'm going in slow. And I turn hand over hand in and hand over hand out. These are some great turns I would have you do as a beginning driver. A lot of people ask me, what would you do? We're turning. We're making these nice turns in neighborhoods. And here in the United States, we turn hand over hand in, hand over hand out. We know there's an airbag in the middle. We're not trying to blow up our thumbs. We're trying to teach good fundamentals. And you learn from your instructor. You learn from your mom. You learn from your dad. You learn from your older siblings. There's no one best method to turn the wheel. You won't get marked down if you have a different type of form than I mentioned. Drivers, instructors want you to be safe. Are there instructors and road testers that I want you to do hand to hand? -5. I want you to do hand over hand, -6. You will always have people like that who want you to do things a certain way, and that's fine. But for teaching the most general public, this is adequate. And I'm going to come up and stop, and I'm going to have a complete stop. I want to look left, right, left. Thought I saw a car, did not. Then I'm going to turn hand over hand into the turn, hand over hand out. That's what I need to see you do as a beginning driver. That's what I need to do to control the car. So I'm just scanning, looking ahead. I'm going to make some turns. And residential areas are great areas to take students who have anxiety. If you are a person with anxiety, you need to be watching this, because I'm going to show you what to do. I'm at about 20. I'm going to make a left turn on the street. I'm looking, I'm squeezing my brakes, and then I'm going to turn hand over hand in, and then I turn out hand over hand. Different tests in different countries have different fundamentals. I want you to know this. And every country is different. Do whatever your country recommends. I'm looking, and I'm going to go ahead and make a left turn, turning hand over hand into the turn. Once I'm halfway, I turn out hand over hand. If you're at home, you need to be turning hand over hand. Some of you are watching on your mobile device. Some of you are watching on your full screen TV. Let me know what you're watching it on. I'm looking, see those skeletons. I'm going around the curve, and I'm just going in real slow. And then once I get into the curve, I turn up. This is a cul-de-sac. So if you have these in this part of the world, let me know. And then I'm going to turn and move really slow and deliberately and on purpose. And then I'm going to turn out. It's getting dark again. I'm going to squeeze my brakes. checking, make sure they work good. And then I'm going to continue. And your instructor will make you a custom learning platform for you to learn. If you were with me, we would do 8 to 10 right turns, 8 to 10 left turns. I would have you do some parking, so I'm going to give you some of those elements too. I'm looking and checking, and then I want to see you turn hand over hand into the turn and hand over hand out. I'm going to share the road, and this is a good course I would take students on. And I'm going up, then I'm going to squeeze my brakes. Then I'm going to make a right turn. My right turn signal's on. You see it. I look left, I look right, and then I move forward, and then I turn hand over hand. And if you let the wheel spin, it's going to lose control. Don't let the wheel spin. Control it. Taking my time. If your windows are fogging up, pull over. Just like what I'm doing. I'm going to turn on my four ways. They're on. I'm going to get my defroster. This is for the front. I'm going to turn it up a little bit to heat. And you're going to see the windows? They're good. So I'm going to have this in the middle so it's warm, but it's not too warm. And then I'm going to turn off my flashers. I'm going to put it back in drive. I'm going to wait till that car goes by. You're getting a real life lesson here. So my blinkers on, I'm pulling off in the park position, and then I'm good. So I'm taking my time. And typically the lessons last about an hour, hour and a half. Everyone is different. I'm going to go up, taking my time. I'm looking, and I'm driving in the middle right. We're in North America, so I'm driving on the middle right side. I'm going to make a left turn here. They have a stop sign. Let's see if they'll stop. They did. And then I turn out. I'm going to do a parallel park. So I'm going to turn on my flashers for educational purposes. I'm going to pull up next to the vehicle. I'm going to put it in reverse. I'm going to wait for them to go by. I'm going to pretend you're with me. Now, I'm going to put my hand on the seat, and then when I get halfway past this, I'm going to turn all the way to the right. See me going in at a 45 angle? And now I'm going to turn back all the way to the left, and I'm going to go in really easy. You see me checking, and I want to really make a good parallel park. And I want to show you. Oh, yes, that is good. That's real right there, and I'm going to show you. Hey, that's what's up. That's a good parallel park, right? And then I will have you do that 5 more times. Okay, really good parallel park. So I'm happy with that. And I walk it like I talk it. I show you because I'm an instructor. You're like, okay. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down to this vehicle. I would have you pull up to each vehicle. We'll put the 4 ways on, put it in reverse. I'm gonna roll straight back. Halfway, then I'm going to turn it all the way to the right. Then this is a little shallow one, so I'm going to turn back all the way to the left and go in really slow. But this is what parking will be like. And this one is okay. I'm a little further away, but there's a trash can there, so I'm okay. I'm human. And it's still pretty good, but it's not perfect. So we're going to put it in drive, turn off our 4 ways. And look over our shoulder, turn on our blinker, and we're going to go down to the next one. So you're going to get some real life parking. And that's what I try to bring you is real value. So we're going to turn on our 4 ways. We're going to pull up next to this vehicle. And I'm going to do a parking maneuver. I see them coming, so I'm just going to put us in reverse, roll straight back. When I get halfway past this vehicle, it's a long truck, then I'm going to turn it all the way to the right. I'm looking over my shoulder, and then I'm turning back all the way to the left. That's a good one. I'm still looking and checking. No backup camera. And yes. Woo! And I'm going to open the door and check. Yeah, buddy. That's real. Okay? And I want you to believe in me. And if I bring any value, give it a thumbs up. So now we're doing some parallel parks here. So we're keeping it real today, showing you what you need to do to pass your test. And I'm staying to the middle right, I'm sharing the road. So I thought that was good, doing those parallel parks. So you're gonna look at this content for driving on roads, parallel parking, expressway. I want to give you a value of everything. If you don't know, I'm a state certified driving instructor. Thank you for the thumbs up. You see me putting in that work, right? So we're gonna pull up next to this Corvette. I'm gonna turn on my four ways, right? I'm trying to keep it real with you. And the little convertible is gonna have water coming in. So I'm gonna let this vehicle go by. And I'm being courteous, okay? And I'm gonna roll back. This is a nice Corvette. It's like late 90s. And then I'm gonna turn all the way to the right. You see me turning the wheel. I'm going on at a 45 angle. Now, I'm gonna turn all the way to the left. I'm checking. See me looking. I'm checking. Bam. Ooh, that boy is good. Now let's open the door and check. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But they getting water in their Corvette. That wouldn't be me. I'm gonna make sure my top is down. So when they come out, they're gonna have water, mildew, bugs in their Corvette. That's not good. So I'm gonna put it in driver, but I have a vehicle coming. That's why you gotta look over your shoulder. I'm looking over my shoulder, I turn the wheels, I gently accelerate out, and then I turn back hand over hand. If you want me to do more parallel parking, tell me in the comments right now. The lesson is almost over. So if you want me to do more parallel parking, let me know. But that was real. I wanted to show you that you gotta work on these fundamentals daily and get better. And that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna take it around the block. I text the client and we're gonna try to find a few more vehicles in parallel parking. I'm turning out slowly. It's dark. We had a big rainstorm. So I'm just trying to show you and be real with you what you need to do in order to be successful out here. So if I were to have you parallel park, I'm gonna tell you turn on the four ways. They're on. Because for educational purposes, I want people to know we're gonna pull up next to this car. Be about 3 or 4 feet from it. This is you learning to parallel park with me. Put it in reverse. I want you to, thank you. I want you to sit up in your seat, and halfway past, we're gonna cut it all the way to the right. The rear of the car goes on at a 45 angle. Now we're turning back all the way to the left, and I'm going in slow, and I'm still going in, and yeah, baby. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's open the door and check. Yes, that's passing. Come on, man, I'm doing this for you, right? I'm gonna look over my shoulder, I check, blinkers on, I turn back. So these have to be the fundamentals that you do. If your instructor's not taking the time to connect with you, build that relationship, if you don't feel safe, then you got the wrong instructor. There's a mail truck here, so I'm gonna go slow. A little tight here with the trash cans. But I'm gonna pull up next to this one and give you a park. I got a trash can back, so I'm gonna put it in reverse, turn on the four ways. I'm gonna go back slow. And I think I can make it, so I'm gonna go ahead and try. And if I can't, then I won't do it. I'm going in at 45 angle. Then I'm gonna turn back. I think I got it. I'm gonna go in deeper, and I'm gonna turn back all the way to the left. And I'm going in really slow. Oh yeah, I got this. I checked my mirrors. Oh yeah, baby. Put that boy in park. Let's see. Oh, I'm good. You got to know how to parallel park like that. Turn on my left blinker, going out nice and slow. If you can't parallel park like that, then you won't be able to get the fundamentals you need to pass. But because you're looking at my content, you will be able to. Let's get this last parallel park. Okay, we got a truck right here. I like to have students park by bigger vehicles. So we're gonna pull up next to this truck. Take our time. It's a huge truck. And we're in reverse. I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm halfway. I'm gonna cut it all the way to the right. The rear of the car goes in at a 45 angle. Now I'm gonna turn back all the way to the left. I'm checking my angles, and I want this to be a real good one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Let's check. Money. So I showed you parallel parks. I got you an expressway. I demonstrated it. I walk like I talk it. If this brings you value, give it a thumb up, subscribe, do all those things. Guys, I love you and appreciate you. I will talk to you later. Bye.